What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to the After Action Report, Defenders versus Asgard. And I think this has been the tightest game we've played in a long time.
Yes.
This was wild.
100% the closest game we had.
This was absolutely wild. Basically, the chain of events, I had a really poor opening into all this.
Yeah.
I had to claw back like a fiend. You were coming in like a wrecking house. I was able to fight back nicely, after failing to take down M'Baku for a little while.
Yep.
Got a couple lucky breaks around round 4, round 5 or something like that.
Yep.
And came back within spitting distance. And, oh, man, Loki and Wong, man.
So you took the lead in round 5, and you were holding on to it for dear life with bone white knuckles there.
And I thought I had gotten Ghost Rider far enough away that he wouldn't be able to get back to interact with Loki. Unfortunately, that was not the case. You did have the power for your Hell on Wheels, which was that was the game defining move right there for you. Ghost Rider just having the power to get around wherever he needed. But oh my goodness, okay, so what was the play of the game for you?
So when I was building my list, the whole thing was all about grab people and pull them into a big central ball so I could make a big mess. You mostly walked into that stuff, so of course my play of the game.
Asgard.
My play of the game was Devil's Deliverance, rolling 9 dice, smoting one guy, making another guy run away for wetting his pants, and that was excellent.
When you did that, I was really hoping the order you were going to do it was going to be Enchantress first, then Loki. I was hoping the same thing happened. I just didn't want Enchantress to take the punch, which unfortunately she did.
Yeah.
Which was highly unfortunate. I gotta say, the potato of the game for me is Thor's defense rolls, man. Thor did not roll defense this game.
And I have a similar kind of thing with M'Baku. He rolled, I think his first defense roll was fine, and then he just kind of I'll take the damage.
But he still soaked a lot more attacks than Thor did, right?
Yeah. No. Thor's first life, not so good.
Yeah.
Thor's second life, he was good.
But I was also putting a lot of resources into Thor at that point to try and keep him around and keep him happy. Loki was a friggin' MVP for me for this game, not just because he managed to live to the end of it, but
he was a constant thorn in my side, and the amount of crits that got screwed in the second half of the game, and the extra power that I was like, oh nope, you are not getting judgment.
He taxed you so much this game. So he was amazing. Even his damage output was actually pretty good this game.
It was decent. It hit almost exactly where it needed to for most things, aside from that final attack.
Well, okay, let's also be honest. I punched a little bit above my weight there, and I mean, you got the one success you needed.
Yeah.
Because I think I rolled 4 successes, and you got the 1 block in there.
Yeah.
Which was exactly what Clea needed to survive. Because that's the other part of the story, right? If I had actually dummied Clea in that last action,
that was game.
That would have been game, because I would have been scoring 2 points there. You would have come up here. At best, you could have contested 1, putting you to 15.
Yeah.
Right? And I had the power to just trickster away.
Well, and that's the thing. I could make it so we both score 1, but that's enough for you to win. So.
Yep. And that was the big thing. And like I said, unfortunately, I thought I had gotten Ghost Rider far enough away, but that's the danger with this, right?
He's got on a motorbike, man.
He showed up with
if anyone else showed up with a motorbike, you should know that he can get in range.
Now, I want to point out that Asgard continues to have an absolutely atrocious record on this channel. I don't know if Asgard has actually won a single game.
I want to say Thor was once on a team of Avengers that won a game.
It's possible, but I don't believe it. Asgard just is. We have a rough time with Asgard, and I thought I had some secret sauce here with that cheeky little meet my executioner thing, which did get Scourge into the fray and made him very, very potent.
He teleported across there. Now, you said that there was an extra thing with get help?
Yeah, so the other idea is I had a sibling rivalry, because the way Meet My Executioner works is as soon as a character suffers a collision, what will happen is you can use Meet My Executioner, and because Loki would suffer a collision, even if he doesn't suffer collision damage, he would suffer the collision. So I could have teleported Scourge over there. He would have taken the 1 damage for the collision reduced by 1 because of Meet My Executioner's card, and teleport him. So that was kind of the idea, and then you just kind of got ahead of the game by throwing Scourge, or by throwing Loki up there.
Yeah.
So ironically, he still came up on Loki.
Yeah.
But,
It just.
And man, Scourge just whiffing that attack against M'Baku in round 2.
Yeah.
That was, or was it round 1? No, it was round 2.
It was round 2. Yeah.
It was round 2. Yeah. That was huge. I mean, that was game changing right there, because M'Baku just turned around and he took out Scourge and Thor.
Well, I think you dropped M'Baku to 1 or 2, and that was just exactly the power he needed to unleash the double
He did
thing of Jabaris.
Wrath of the Jabari twice, and
even though I didn't get my second trigger off of it, which like I did some really considerable damage off of it too.
That round you dazed Loki, Scourge, Thor. No, you didn't daze Loki, but you got Scourge, Thor, and Enchantress that round, and that was huge because you put me on a back foot attrition wise very early on in the game. And that changed my plan drastically.
Yep.
You also made it so Thor did not get an activation that round.
Yes.
Which was also really huge.
Yeah, it was a crazy kind of leapfrogging of turns, and yeah.
And I gotta say, there was a lot of events in this game where like with moments where it's just like if something just went slightly different, like when Thor walked over here, I got the 2 hits that I wanted. And if one of those was a wild, I mean, Clea was probably going to go down at that point. Ghost Rider was going to go down at that point as well. So you'd still have to eat Daredevil. But the difference is Ghost Rider would not have eaten, gotten what's his name first, Thor, right? Yeah. Which obviously means that Thor would still be sticking around, or you'd have to like go all the way over here to try and deal with Thor, leaving Loki in a very good position still. Wong would have been still in a really nice position as well. Like,
it would have been nuts. And
there was a lot of moments like that in this game.
Yep.
A lot. And like, honestly, I think there was a couple times where both of us kind of looked at things like the tide has really turned.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, well, that got away from me pretty fast. So.
Yeah, and I got a little hopeful there. And I like to think that I kind of maintained the focus I needed. I don't think I really made many bad plays. Like, there might have been 1 or 2 plays that could have been more optimal elsewhere.
Yeah, like we had a situation where Scourge came into range of a couple of people for their 2s here. I think that was probably the only thing that stands out to me.
But at the same time, that was also a good thing because that meant that he could keep taunting, right?
Yeah.
He was too dangerous to ignore. The problem is he wasn't rolling defense dice.
No.
Right? He was just kind of getting punked in that regard. Eating the Odin's Blessing as early as I had to sucked. And honestly, I kind of wonder if it might have been better to just let Thor go down to that early attack.
It just sucks when he goes down so early, right? So
it does, and I really wonder if it would have been more worth it because I lost Thor that round anyway. I think
you did. It was another activation, but it definitely.
Like I forced you to use another action into some things, but yeah, maybe it would have been better to just kind of say, okay, Thor, you can go down, save that Odin's Blessing for something else. Because maybe keeping Scourge alive for an extra activation, or keeping Loki safer. Although I think Loki I should have like speed run to injured.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It was my first run with Marvel Knights, and
they're fun, aren't they?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's like, oh, what am I going to do here? Well, I'm going to get people in range 2, and I'm going to punch them.
Yeah, no, I think they're a lot of fun. I think you had a really nice team for it. I spent a lot of time making sure Luke Cage was out of range 2 of a lot of things because I did not want to be taunted by him.
My original dream was Luke Cage and Clea hanging out, best friends forever kind of thing, and then coming up together, and I'm like, they are not husband and wife. They are not going to be in the right spots at the right time.
Got to give Clea some credit on this one. She actually performed pretty decently this game. She got some good damage in, and she didn't go down when she needed to.
But she did go down to Wong eventually.
Oh, Wong! What a churn! I'm claiming that one. He got 2 KOs in a daze that round.
Yeah,
I don't care what anyone says.
And Ghost Rider on his belt now, so.
Yeah. So it's Gimli to Legolas. It still only counts as one. But no, that one counts for me. I'm taking that one. He got Daredevil with that. You got Daredevil from like range 5.
It was brutal and excellent.
It was absolutely amazing. It kept the game going for another round.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't do that, I think you had activated with Ghost Rider at that point, right?
I
think you had because
I think I had because
maybe I shouldn't have taken out Ghost Rider. Maybe I should have just taken out. What? Oh, you still had Daredevil to activate as well.
Yeah.
So either way, you had another activation. But you know what? Maybe leaving Daredevil alive was actually the better plan because I had the power to Trickster away from Daredevil.
Yeah.
So maybe that was the misplay. I let Conan get the better of me, and Wong came up and did his thing and kind of screwed me in that one because that gave you another full action with
Ghost Rider.
And Ghost Rider
being able to. Vroom. Oh, actually, he couldn't vroom that one. He just moved and attacked.
He moved and attacked. Well, he moved.
He attacked. You trickstered. He moved and then attacked.
Yeah, because I think you were within range of the initial attack, so I forced it so you only got one on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? In retrospect, I think that was actually a misplay on my part. I should have let Ghost Rider stay alive.
Yeah.
Because then Cleo would have been injured. You would have activated Daredevil. Daredevil probably would not have taken out Loki. I don't think he had it in him to take, because I also had Trickster up,
Yeah.
so I could have just walked away.
Yeah.
And then Loki could have activated and dealt with Daredevil pretty easily,
Yep.
because I had the power to do my Mystic attack.
And he was sitting on 3 health, so you could just dummied him pretty good.
Yeah, you know what? That might have been the misplay right there. As
That's
cool
fair.
as that was, I think that was the misplay.
That's fair.
Yeah. Well, either way, Troop, that was a great game, man.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun with it.
I enjoyed
it. We're gonna be back with more games in the future. In the meantime, if you want to support the channel, hit up patreon.com/AegisBrand Studios. We now have a fancy Discord for all the members of the Patreon. And we will see you next time. Happy wargaming.